Oh, sorry about that.
Cut her off.
Wheelchair Fred.
What?
Yeah.
What's up, Wheelchair?
Wow.
Nothing much.
You guys have Wheelchair Fred on too much.
Oh, really? Well, it's good to be back.
It's good to be back.
Yeah.
Wheelchair Fred, we met Wheelchair Fred back when we were up in Massachusetts.
Yeah,
Hold on, Ant. Before you do that, I got to ask.
Oh, yeah.
I got to ask the faithful listeners that have been with us for a very long time. Is it okay that we bring everyone up to speed and give a quick explanation of who Wheelchair Fred is?
Why do you have to explain anything to the new listeners?
Is it going to ruin your day if we take a minute or two to tell people who Wheelchair Fred is in Chicago?
Go check the traffic or weather for a minute. Go for it.
I know we got a lot of fans on the websites, but I am so done reading threads. I'm sorry. You guys go have fun.
Done.
But you guys are beyond ridiculous. I'll tell you this much about a bunch of these message boards. They are just as bad as John Minnelli, and we're reconditioning John Minnelli to see it our way. You cannot critique this show break to break, hour to hour.
Micromanaging.
You can't even critique it day to day.
No, stop.
We're in this for the long haul, but we got dopes that are taking over message boards. That's why I said a long time ago, eat your own. You got these dopes that are studying every single break we do every morning.
Word that comes out of our mouths.
Every word, and then writing a critique on the show saying this is why the show is going to fail.
And most of it is opinion with no explanation as to why they did or didn't like something. They just do the old butthead thing. That sucked. And you're like, what? Well, could you maybe just explain yourself a little bit? Mr. No accountability.
They're just anonymous little douches who have to live this fantasy life and be a character behind their little computer keyboard. Hi, insert funny name here.
Yeah, ha ha ha. And as the post count goes up, I've posted 3,000 times. I'm more important. And what I say now, I'm a senior member. So what I say really floats. What I say is important. And listen to me.
And I know we have our fans on those sites, but I just can't read it anymore because they just don't understand the big picture. They understand a tiny piece of what this whole radio thing is about, and then make these massive opinions.
I think they get upset, too, when you point out the fact that, I'm sorry, you just don't get it. You don't understand the workings of a radio show. You listen, you're a listener, and perhaps you listen too much. You know, you get to the point where you're upset that we're explaining things like a Wheelchair Fred. Here's a prime example. Right. Wheelchair Fred has not been on our show in probably a year.
I would say a year, sure.
And he was a very big part of our show when we were up in Boston.
Yeah.
And we have to explain to new people who this guy is, or else the rest of this conversation is confusing to people. But you'll get people that listen to our show every day, listen to the replays over on XM, they've been listening every day for years. They download this stuff. They hear it every day. They know who Wheelchair Fred is. They've heard us actually recap who Wheelchair Fred is to other times we brought him up. And they get so mad. Why do I have to listen 5 times who this guy is? Could you just get to the point? Because it's not about you, douchebag.
I actually read that last night, and that's why I'm done.
Yeah.
That's why I'm done. This guy actually can't understand why we have to explain things.
Yeah.
And bring everyone up to speed. So I'm so done. If you don't get why, I don't know what to tell you. There was a time you were a new listener and you needed things explained to you.
Yeah. I even posted, and I said, if I went to your job, and I wasn't even doing a whole, F you, let me demean you and your job or something like that. I said, if I went to your job and started just giving you advice on how to do it, whatever it was, something I have no clue what it is. I might use the product, let's say. I use the product. And then I go to the factory, and I start dealing out advice on how the product should be made. Who am I to tell the people that have worked there how to make the product? Because I use it? Because I use the hand soap. Yeah. I know how many parts per million of soap products should go into gelatin, and I'm giving advice now because I use that hand soap.
But they don't understand.
It's ridiculous. You don't understand the workings of the show.
They don't understand the basics of a radio show.
Right, the basics.
But they act like they're experts because they listen.
Because they listen
maybe
to it.
a little too long.
Right.
Another thing is like some of these people are sick when we replay something. Do you understand? And you learn this very early on when you do a radio show. If you have a really good bit. And you replay. Shut the F up, Wheelchair Fred.
Who's Wheelchair Fred? I've never heard of him.
Don't explain it.
And you replay that bit. It is a guarantee. When you replay a bit, more people, way more people, by the way, are hearing that bit for the first time.
You may have heard it before, but for you see, everyone's so friggin' self-centered. They think, why? I heard this already, man. You're pissing me off. I heard it. Not even thinking that there are thousands of people, for every one of you, that didn't hear it. They just didn't hear it.
There are times, John Manelli, his whole job, the PD here in New York, his whole job is to listen to our show every day. There are times I'll go, John, did you hear when we did such and such? He goes, no, I didn't hear that. I'm like, wow, we've played it like 2 or 3 times already.
And his job is to listen.
So I got to say, I'm just done with message boards. I'm just done.
Just asses. I'm going to stick to the computer forum, which I like, and the gaming forum, and Photoshop.
Just done, because these message boards can't control their own people. When a fan site turns into a website where there's more negativity than positive posts about a radio show, it's not a fan site anymore. I would highly recommend that Steve even just gets the links off our website. Holy crap.
He's saying, Anthony, shut up. Maybe someone ought to explain this show to Fred. Fred needs a recap.
Hey, Fred, you're going nowhere. We're going to talk to you after the break, all right?
How can you get mad at a man that talks like that? You can't get mad at him. He's just a little lump in a chair.
Yeah, stay there for the break, Fred. Don't roll anywhere.
I want to abuse Fred.
All right, Jim.
What was that? What was the scene from that movie? Was it Cagney that just pushed that old broad down the stairs in the wheelchair? Who was it?
That was Richard Widmark.
Richard Widmark. That's what I want to do to Fred.
All right. He tied her up with a cord. He goes, "You lying old hag."
That was the line. Then he just pushes her wheelchair down the stairs. Yeah. You lying old hag.
Unplugs a cord. He's looking for her son, and he goes, "I don't know. Pieter's not here. Pieter. You lying old hag. You're worse than him." And he ties her with cord, and he pushes her down the flight of stairs and giggles. You lying old hag.
That's great.
Hey, by the way, just to prove a point, Johnny the trucker. What's up, Johnny? You got to make this fast, okay? You're a long-time listener?
I'm a long-time listener of Opie, man.
Hold on. How long? Oh, all right. You're going to say it. How long?
I would say probably about, you guys got fired 2 years ago at NEW, a couple of years at NEW. It's about 4 or 5 years now I've known about you guys.
All right, 4 or 5 years. Hold on. How many hours would you say you listen to this show a week?
Okay, let's see. I used to work days, so when you guys were in there in the afternoons, as soon as you got on till I got home from work, I drive a truck now at night. I'm working probably, 6 o'clock to about 9 o'clock, so you guys go over to X-Town.
But how many hours a week would you say? Just a quick number.
I would say about 15 hours a week.
All right, 15 hours a week. You know the average listener to a popular radio show listens less than a half hour a day? Okay? Right. And that's what we have to base a lot of our thinking on. Anyway, so you listen. I would consider you an Uber fan. Be honest, Johnny. Do you know who Wheelchair Fred is?
I swear to God, I never heard of him.
Thank you. Thank you.
See, it's just.
So once again, I say, eat your own.
Well, I drive home, and then I get home, and then I hop in the shower, and then I get out of the shower, and then I eat dinner, and then I go.
Right.
All right, how long?
Once again, I say eat your own. These guys are not experts. These are guys that are trying to destroy a show that a lot of people enjoy on a regular basis. That's what they are. That's all they'll ever be. And they could say as many times they want that I'm a huge fan of the show. They're not. In the end, they're not.
I don't care if a guy hates the show. I never have a problem if a guy has an opinion because something sucks. I just hate when they try to come off like they're insiders, like in the know.
Right.
You're not in the know.
Yeah.
You're just a douche behind it. Just be that. Say like something sucks. I hate this. That to me is very acceptable.
But I'm a douche.
But there's
follow it up with I'm a douche.
Yeah. There's also times. This is a show. It's going to have its ups and downs. We're trying to create 25, almost 25 hours of radio a week. That's insane. It really is. Yeah. There are going to be some ups, and there are definitely going to be some downs. Maybe sometimes when it's a bad show, we know it. Just talk about something else. that day.
Just talk about something else that day.
Just talk about something else that day.
Just talk about something else that day.
Instead of micromanaging every single break. Just stop already.
Yeah, they can't help it.
We'll talk to Wheelchair Fred next. And
Who?
Wheelchair Fred.
Never heard of him.
And we're going to give Glenn and Rebecca, I feel sorry. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Let's go to Wheelchair Fred. Wheelchair Fred.
You rang.
We ran out of time for you today.
What?
We wanted to get a Wheelchair Fred update, but we ran out of time. We got to move on.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll get back in touch with you, Fred.
I think tomorrow would be a good day.
Yeah, we kind of want to know what you've been up to.
You got the hotline number?
I got the bad phone ready to go.
It's the bat phone and what?
The bad phone is working. You ready?
Oh, wow.
All right.
The bag phone and you're ready.
Wow. The bad phone.
It's been a while.
The bat phone.
We used to be able to talk Wheelchair Fred.
Yeah, I haven't spoken it
we
in
got
a
to
while.
brush up on our
I know what he just
Fred.
said. The cab actually backed into me, officer, and my license plate was stolen and thrown there.
Fred, tomorrow.
Jim.
All right, tomorrow we'll talk to you.
Yeah.
You're not going anywhere. We'll see you tomorrow.
You'll be exactly where you are right now.
All right. Well, guys, that was a lot of fun today.
Yes.